When the tide level drops, many marine organisms remain at the exposed intertidal zone. While corals and barnacles reduce their feeding activity, some deposit feeders begin to emerge.
The sand bubbler crab, or Scopimera globosa, is a small sand-colored crab that lives in burrows on sandy beaches. These centimeter-wide crabs consume organic matter found coating sand grains. They characteristically roll up the sand that they have fed on into perfectly spherical balls, which are then piled up around their burrow.
Optimal foraging theory predicts that the way the crab forages will maximize the net energy intake per unit time, or allow the crab to consume the most number of calories in the shortest possible time.
So, why do these crabs create these balls? Why not leave the sand in a pile or as it is?
One hypothesis is that this is done to ensure the crab doesn't waste energy feeding off old or fed sand. Furthermore, it is possible to posit that this ball rolling behavior clears the area of top sand and allows the crab easy access to the unfed sand below.
So, what would the crab do if the top sand was already fed on but not rolled up? Would the crab feed indiscriminately, or would it feed selectively, knowing that the sand has already been fed on?
To try and figure this out, we destroyed the hard work of the crabs by flattening the sand bubbles around their burrows.
2,000 years later. A few moments later.
When the crabs re-emerged from their burrows, they were observed to keep to the original path, feeding on fed sand. This could be indicative of the crabs' inability to differentiate between fed and unfed sand. Hence, it supports the hypothesis that ball rolling behavior could be a means of separating the sand and avoiding energy wastage by feeding more efficiently.
There is another hypothesis that suggests that the balls of sand serve to create a clear path for the crab, allowing it to quickly retreat to the safety of its burrow.
Upon sensing danger, the crabs still made their way back to their burrows quickly, even though the sand bubbles were flattened and there is no path present. To ascertain if the sand bubbles are used as a guide, we rearranged the bubbles to create a new artificial path. Although the crabs appeared confused initially, they eventually continued to feed along the original path, pushing the rearranged sand bubbles back into place. Even when the crabs were removed from the ground while they were feeding and then put back on the same path, the crabs appeared to lose their way and started looking for a new burrow to occupy. These observations led us to believe that the function of the path is probably not to guide the crab back to its burrow. However, the path could possibly have a territorial function by preventing crossing of paths with other crabs, allowing feeding to proceed efficiently without interruption.
Thus, the hypothesis of making sand balls as a way to avoid fed sand in order to feed efficiently appears plausible. On the other hand, the three observations that were made implied that the making of sand balls to create a guiding path seems unlikely.
So remember, the next time you're done with your food, roll it up into a ball and put it aside, because that's how the sand bubbler crab do. Ha 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 ha!